Do you want to do the iCarly intro?
Yes. In 5, 4.
Yes, 5, 4. You have a
What
go at me for
happened?
doing that.
I don't know what happened. What can we call our watchers? I feel like we need like a name for them.
Spider Puffs.
No, that's my name.
I
They don't
think
get
it,
my name.
I think if we give them a name that is cringy, they need to give themselves a name. You know what I mean?
Why?
Because this is us assuming that we have anyone who's not in the company watching, which I don't know if we do, other than maybe.
It's for the bit, Mark. It's for the bit. Gotta do it for the bit.
No, because it would be a boring bit.
Your boring bit.
You're boring bit. You're boring bit.
The fuck was that?
But it's my inner demon voice.
You sound like the Tasmanian devil. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the On Cloud 9 podcast. My name is Justin. This is my co-host Mark, and today on the podcast we'll be talking about theater stuff.
Did you really have to shout?
Was it loud?
It was a little bit loud.
I was excited. I'm excited. I love being on a podcast.
I'm excited because we've got a really cool guest coming on later on.
Oh, such a cool guest. Do you want to talk about her?
Yeah, so we've got Beatrice Crosby. She played Mrs. Erlin in Lady Windermere's Fan, which is a show that you can see up on our YouTube, youtube.com/c/Cloud Theatrics. And it was our winter show last year, and it was really cool.
And I've also seen the show. Justin
has very recently seen the show.
Hey, but I saw the show.
You saw the show, which is awesome. And I'm really looking forward to getting Beatrice on. It's going to be cool.
Oh, me too. From what I've heard, she's actually amazing. I've heard all good things about her. I mean, I've only heard good things about everyone in this company, but still.
I mean... No, I'm joking.
Hang on. I'm going to die real quick. Yes, but I really did enjoy Lady Windermere. I really did enjoy... I can never...
Lady Windermere.
I really did enjoy Lady Windermere's Fan, though. Like, it was genuinely really good. Like, I loved the modern take on it because... Well, I didn't know this, but apparently, was it Lady Darlington is actually supposed to be a Lord Darlington?
Yeah. So, fun fact, the original Lady Windermere's Fan, for those who have only seen it on Cloud Theatrics, is actually not gay. And we thought we'd take a little modern twist, and we cast the wonderful Ali Rothfield as Lady Darlington and took that sort of new LGBT twist to Lady Windermere's Fan.
I loved that. I didn't know it was a twist until someone told me afterwards, but I did love that. I thought it was cool.
Awesome. It was brilliant.
Oh, am I supposed to be talking now?
I don't know. What are you saying? Fun fact, even though nobody asked for it, we decided that on our Redbubble, now you can get hashtag Justin Redemption Arc merch. You can get it on a little sticker. And I believe a t-shirt if you ever want to support Justin's redemption from being a prat to no longer a prat.
I don't know what that means. Don't call me words you don't know what they mean.
It means an idiot, Justin. It means an idiot.
Then why don't you just call me an idiot?
Okay, Justin, you're an idiot.
Okay, thank you. But yes, and Mark was wrong because I did ask for it. Just saying. I definitely asked for the merch because I thought it was great. And you guys didn't get it trending on Twitter last episode, and I was very offended.
All three of you listening to the podcast didn't get it trending on Twitter. And honestly, you should take a long, hard look at yourselves.
And think, what have I done in my life to come this far to not get hashtag Justin Redemption Arc trending on Twitter?
Honestly, do better.
Yes, Mike, that's a good idea. Tell our audience members to do better. Do you want to have an audience anymore?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
No, but to all of these out there watching, thank you for watching us. Thank you for tuning in every couple of weeks whenever we post these. I know Mark and I are truly, truly loving doing this, and it's just so much.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying sitting down with my good pal Justin and talking to him and maybe one other person for about an hour.
Little did the audience know, Mark and I actually hate each other. We just signed contracts. Now we're legally obligated to talk to each other for an hour and a half every day.
Mm-hmm. If I don't come and do this every couple of weeks, then Imogen Imogen Claire will come for my kneecaps, and I'm honestly very frightened about the possibility of that.
Oh, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Horrifying.
Yeah. So we have to sit here, put on these smiles, and talk to each other.
Pretend that we're friends when we really don't.
That's such a lie. We talk to each other every day anyway.
Literally. So yeah, as we said, the guest today, you're gonna love her. She has done all sorts apparently, and I'm really excited to get her on.
Oh, I think she's here now. Let me let her in. Here's Beatrice Crosby. Oh, such a bad bit. I hated that. Hello, Beatrice, and thank you so much for coming and being on Cloud 9. We're so happy to have you here, and so happy to finally get to talk to you because I have heard a lot about you, but we haven't really got a chance to talk yet. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. My name is Beatrice Crosby, and I live in San Diego, California, and I am a company member of Cloud Theatrics, and I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I did Lady Windermere's Fan. That was the production that I was in at the end of last year with you guys.
Awesome. Out of curiosity, sort of, how did you initially find the company, when we did open calls?
Emma posted about it, and so I did a Christmas story with Emma in San Diego, winter of 2019, and then I follow her on Instagram, and she posted about your guys' auditions, and I was like, oh my gosh, a virtual theater company saved me from the abyss of just the nothing that was 2020 as far as performing goes. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so then I did your guys' company auditions, and it was great to even that was so nice to just have something to work on. So
absolutely. I think we all got into it for similar reasons as well, just needing something to do during lockdown and not being able to perform or do your thing, you know what I mean? Which has been awesome. What was those open calls like then?
I remember that I had filmed some video to send in beforehand, and then I believe the actual audition portion we did live callbacks. I think I remember I did some live singing, I believe, learned some material that was sent, and that was great. I pulled out some monologues that I have not done in a very long time, and it gave me a chance to brush them up and get familiar with that again, just because it's something that haven't been needed to do really in the last few years. So it was a great opportunity to work on that.
That's awesome. How does it I know someone like you who you work in this field professionally, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
So how does it feel now because it's been almost a year now of literally nothing? How does it feel being I know it's obviously not the same. It's so different, but how does it feel for you doing this theater virtually?
It's definitely different, but it feels so good just to be to have something when I got the script and was yes, something to memorize and challenge myself with, and just to be in rehearsal again felt so good, and to get feedback and play off of other actors. I've never done film or TV really. It felt more like a step into that world than stage acting, which is where I'm more comfortable. But even that was really exciting, knowing that, it's right here. I don't have to be out any bigger than I am. It's, this camera's a foot away from me barely, which was a totally new challenge. So in that way, I feel like I grew a lot in an unexpected way, which was exciting.
I love that.
Awesome. Yeah, I also love that very much. Very, very much.
Sorry, after you. What? So how long have you been doing theater then? Before, obviously the world shut down. How long had you been pursuing that as your career?
I started working professionally when I went to college. I wasn't getting cast in the shows at school, so I just was well, I'll just do it somewhere else then. So I started auditioning at like Fullerton City Light Opera and the other professional theaters in the area, got cast, and then just kind of continued that route. I think that was in like 11 or 12 years ago now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And yeah, so then moved to New York and started doing like summer stock, did the first international tour of Beauty and the Beast, which was a wonderful opportunity.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. That was my first tour and it like blew my mind. I like to be able to travel and perform and go to all of these wonderful places and be paid to go to all of these wonderful places and just live there someplace. We were in Singapore for 2 months. So they were not like, I think 2 weeks was the shortest that we were ever in one place. So we were living in these places and working in these places. And it blows my mind even now looking back that is a part of like my life. I'm like, how did I nail that? I don't know.
That is the dream, I think.
That's so cool.
It was really awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, super grateful for that experience. And then did some tours stateside too, which was so wonderful. I hadn't seen a lot of this country until doing my first national tour. And then all of a sudden I got to see all these places I'd never been to in our own like the states that I like learned about growing up. And I'm like, oh, now I'm in Arkansas. Like I never thought I would be here. So that was really cool.
What shows did you tour with?
I did a 42nd Street National Tour and I did 2 years on the Grinch National Tour.
Oh, that's really cool.
Nice.
That's awesome. Oh
yeah.
I'm so jealous. That's really incredible.
What would you say, like, what would you say your best moment was? Like, what was like your favorite moment on like out of all these tours and all these amazing places that you've been? What was like the one place that's like stuck out on the one experience?
Something that really stuck out as like a personal like accomplishment that I'm really proud of, and something that I feel like really challenged me in the moment, and like I'm really proud of myself for being able to do it, was that we did tech in Istanbul, and then we like had our previews, and then we opened Beauty and the Beast there. And with like all of the changes of like food and time change and everything, the woman that I understudied got sick, and I had never had an understudy rehearsal. We just watch the actors do their thing and learn it on our own time, and are obviously as prepared as we can be, but didn't have any formal rehearsals. And for the first preview, the beginning of the day, the director came up to me and was like, you will be going on tonight as a wardrobe, and so let's go get you fitted for costumes. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And the wig was too small, so they had to like cut it up the back and like stitch in extra fabric so that it would fit my head. Because I guess I have kind of a big head. And I had some rehearsals, and the team came together and walked me through everything. And, I had done my homework and was ready to go, and just had that moment of like, when it was my time to go on stage, being like, okay, just step out and do it. And I was like, I cannot run away, and I will not run away, even though I was like, and I did it. And then after that, I was like, okay, I can do anything. Yeah. It was a really cool moment, and taught me a lot about myself, which was exciting.
That sounds so cool. Oh, I'm so jealous. That's so cool. So cool. What would in the normal world, what would a show day look like for you?
I typically am like doing other things during the day. If I like have a show in the night and I'm like in one place and working, then then I'll do my normal day routine. I like to be like physical workout or do a yoga class or something during the day. And then make sure that I'm like well nourished and eat a good meal a couple hours before, so that I'm not like super weighed down when it's time to go and move around a lot. I like to get to the theater really early. I don't like feeling like stressed or like I can't, like, I like to like go slow and do my vocal warm up and just like have a lot of time, because that can be quite a peaceful time, especially like people who are kind of rolling in slowly, you know, and you get to say hi and not feel super rushed. And then I don't have to like rush through doing makeup, and I can kind of just, then when like everyone starts to come in, then I can like feel comfortable like hanging out and chatting and not feel like I'm not prepared. So I like to just set myself up to where I can get to the theater early enough so that I don't have to feel overwhelmed by the process.
That sounds so nice. It's gotta be at least a little stressful. Even getting there that early, there's gotta be some nerves still.
I don't know. I think when a show's like rehearsing or like newly opened, I can feel pretty nervous, but I guess I like really enjoy like creating a routine around like when I get there, how I do my vocal warm-ups, how I do my physical warm-ups, and like everything kind of follows a structure for me, and it feels like getting up and drinking coffee and brushing my teeth and getting ready, like where it's just kind of this nice flow that I know what's coming next, and I know when I need to have my wig on by, and I know when I need to, you know, get my shoes on and be ready to head backstage. And the routine of it is just very meditative, and I really miss it. I really miss that part.
I can imagine. Yeah.
That's a beautiful way to put it, though.
Because I
I
think
love that
definitely
answer.
you definitely can't. It's very different, I think, with like virtual theatre then. So you don't have that same routine. So you have to come up with a whole different routine, I suppose.
Yeah, and it feels like now it's happening, as opposed to the lead up to doing stage is like you have all of this time with everyone that you're going to be doing the show with, and it's just such a community experience. And we kind of did that in like meeting each other on Zoom before Lady Windermere's Fan and getting ready together and like being able to chat with each other before the show starts, because it's such an important part of creating that ensemble. You know, you've been working for at least 2 weeks to a month to a couple months, creating this family, this network that you can depend on when you walk out on stage and be like, okay, I trust you.
Yeah.
And you know, and you get to know each other, and then it's different in a virtual space, but it takes a little bit more work to create it, I think. But I think that somehow you guys, like this theater company, has managed to do that.
I think so too. I remember I didn't come into working with Lady Windermere's Fan until near the end. But like by the time I got there, everyone's already seemed so close and that they knew each other so well, which was crazy considering that half the cast was made up of people that had joined just from open calls.
Yeah, I didn't know anybody. And by the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't imagine not seeing you guys. Like,
exactly, yeah.
Every week, I like was looking forward to rehearsals and looking forward to getting on Zoom and just having that playtime and getting to see everyone's faces. I almost forgot that it was just like through a screen. You know, like I feel like I've met all you guys, but I haven't actually seen you in person.
For sure.
How is it like working under Marie?
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, the freedom that she gives us to explore without imposing, like you have to say it like this, you have to do it like this, this is the way the character is supposed to think. She really gives us the tools to be able to explore it ourselves, and then is just like dialing it in after that, where as opposed to prescribing everything. yeah, I think her direction really allowed all of us to flourish and to be our truest version of the character.
Marie's the sweetest. I love Marie.
I had no idea Marie was a director until they were like, okay, Marie's directing this. I was like, is she? Okay, awesome.
I don't think anyone knew. She just kind of showed up and was like, I'm going to direct now. She went from being Dumbledore to directing, which is really cool. I thought that was really cool.
And that's like so funny because I only know her as a director. So then I was like, oh, she, you know, was in these before this. So I was like, oh, awesome, good for you. Like,
Yeah, she was AVPM's
I didn't even know
Dumbledore.
she had that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw footage afterwards and was like, oh my gosh, rock on.
Yeah.
Multifaceted.
How was it? So I hadn't heard of Lady Windermere's Fan before you guys did Lady Windermere's Fan. So how was it taking essentially like almost not the villain, but sort of the almost antagonistic character of that show, in some aspects at least, and like making it your own? How was that like during the process?
I personally love those kinds of characters because they are just people. And they can be written very one-dimensionally, where like, this is the villain and they are bad and no one in the show is supposed to like this person. Yeah. Because every show needs some sort of like conflict to work against, otherwise there's no play. But I think it's really exciting to just like, if they were the main character and they were the protagonist, like if the story was changed to be about them, how would we view them? Like, what are they going through that's making them act out in this way? It's like a very like what's the psychology of this person? Because that's what's going to make them interesting. You know,
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
A modern audience doesn't sit well with a villain for the sake of being a villain. Like, they want to see the humanity behind it.
Absolutely. I think you portrayed that very well. I really enjoyed watching
good
it.
Answers to these questions. Oh my God.
Beatrice has definitely set the standard up here.
Exactly. For the future.
Absolutely.
I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh, I hope I'm doing okay.
You're doing phenomenal. But let's take a step back from like the theater aspect, because yes, we're a theater company, but we do also want to know about you. So like, what do you like to do outside of theater?
I'm a yoga teacher. And that's one of the things that I was doing. I was teaching 7 classes a week before shut down. But yeah, I teach yoga, and I just started teaching voice lessons for little kids. And I learned to surf last year.
Oh,
really?
I love to surf.
Yes. I am not very good, and it's very cold right now, so I've not been very much, but when it's warm, yeah.
Interesting.
That's so cool. I've been wanting to take up yoga. I just am lazy.
I would take up yoga, but I'm very not flexible.
Well,
so
that's why you take up yoga. You get flexible.
Well, and yoga can also be the practice of sitting and breathing. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, yoga has many different forms. And it can start as a mindfulness and meditation breath practice. And that is still yoga.
That's
interesting.
So cool.
To check that out.
Yeah.
So what would you say like your plans are then for the future?
That is a very interesting question. I obviously am planning to return to professional theater if and when it reopens. Not if, but like when eventually it comes back. But the quarantine break has also given me a lot of time to realize things outside of theater that I'm passionate about. This is the longest break that I've ever had from being involved, like being in an audition or in a show. And there's a lot of things that I really care about in the world that are outside of theater. And it's exciting horribly depressing, but also very exciting to have had that space to see like, what else can I do? What other value can I bring to the table? And so I'm applying to go back to school to hopefully get a degree in sustainability management to
Interesting.
help improve the world, because climate change and the climate crisis is not going away. And I want to have a positive impact in making sure that we change the way we consume things, the way we do business, to not add to the mess we might be finding ourselves in right now.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's actually awesome. I actually kind of like went through a very similar, kind of opposite thing. I haven't been in theater very much for my life, but I've always been like a music kid, and I've been going to school for a year and a half as a nursing major. But I decided through being in COVID and realizing, and this company, that I want to do theater for my life. So I've been in the process of applying to school right now, which is stressful and I hate it, but it'll be worth it in the end.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that's fantastic. I think this has been like a crazy left turn for probably everyone. I think it's touched everyone in society, and just suddenly we have the space to be like, what do I actually want to do? You know, what am I actually passionate about? And that's wonderful. Good for you. It is, applying to schools is really stressful. I do not miss this. I've been out of school for almost 10 years, and I'm like, I don't want, but I will make myself do it.
Absolutely.
That's good for you for deciding you want to go back, because there's like so many people out there who'd be like, oh, I'd love to go back to school, but like it's been too long, or just like they always find like excuses not to. But it's nice and
or it's
like,
expensive.
Oh, well, yeah, that's another one. That's a big one. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Mark, do you have any more questions?
I honestly don't. You've like answered every question we've asked you. You've then like answered like that and like maybe 4 other questions that I've possibly had within that answer. It's brilliant. I love it.
Oh, yeah, so good. A lot better than the chaos we had last episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Not to call out our 3
the 3 executives of the company, but
that's what they're called.
No,
yes.
It was fine.
No, yeah. Well, it was so nice getting to know you, Beatrice. I'm
Absolutely.
so glad we got to do this, and I'm so glad you applied to be on the podcast.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks so much for having me, you guys.
Absolutely. It's been brilliant.
Yeah. I love that you're doing this.
I very much love it too. I love this.
Highlight of my week. Jump onto LinkedIn and discuss things with new people.
Yeah. It's so much fun. I can't wait to meet other people in the company, because like last week we had the executives, and obviously me and Mark are both on the staff, so we know them pretty well. But like there's so many people in this company that I know I don't know yet, but I would love to know, because everyone in this company is so talented, and it blows me away.
Blows my mind. Like,
right?
This is an incredible group of people. I'm so excited to be a part of it, and to like, I can't wait for more of your guys' episode to learn more about everyone.
Heck yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, or evening, afternoon.
Whatever time it is, enjoy it.
Whatever time it is. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thanks, Beatrice.
Bye.
Thank you.
Man, she really is amazing. Wow.
She's done so much, and she just casually dropped in that she was in the touring production of Beauty and the Beast.
International,
like just dropped it in, like, hey, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure our jaws dropped at the exact same time.
There was, in fact, can we have an action replay of me and Justin both going at the same time? It was ridiculous.
Mark, you edit this. You don't have to call for an action replay. You can do it yourself.
Future Mark, Edit in me and Justin doing a surprise Pikachu face at the exact same time.
Surprise Pikachu face. Yes. No, but I'm really excited to get to know more members of this company. Like, 'cause
Definitely.
I didn't know Beatrice, but now I feel like I know her so much more, especially with those detailed answers.
She told us everything we needed to know and everything we wanted to know. And you know, she's such a cool, down to earth person. I really enjoyed that.
Me too. Me too. Well, Mark, did you know what's next that we get to talk about today?
I believe that we have more information that we can leak. Well, not leak, it's already been announced. But the company is doing a Patreon show of the soundtrack for the musical Six, which is going to be really exciting.
And we did one of the songs in the cabaret.
Yeah, so in the cabaret we did Ex-Wives, which is the first number. And so essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating, I believe it is 8 more videos of all the other songs in the show. All the songs will then be going onto SoundCloud for you to be able to listen to, and the videos will be going up onto Patreon for those of you who want to see a little bit of extra funky stuff.
Now, do you want to read off the cast list?
I can indeed.
Yeah.
So we have got our lineup of Adriana as the Catherine of Aragon. So yeah, we have got Adriana as Catherine of Aragon. We have got Izzy as Anne Boleyn. We've got Megan as Jane Seymour. We've got Susie as Anne of Cleves. We've got Madison as Catherine Howard. And we've got Emma as Catherine Parr. Got a great cast of really talented women.
Why are 3 of the characters named Catherine and 2 of them named Anne? That seems kind of like poor writing.
Because it was their names. Just, do you not know what Six is about?
No, that's why we're here to talk about it.
Justin,
Actually,
it was
for you to tell me about it.
Justin. It was a true story.
Really?
They were.
Wait, what kind of true story?
Come on, Justin. You are not that stupid.
That's questionable. What kind of true story? What was
It was about. It's about the Six. You have to be taking the piss.
Just say what it is, and maybe I'll know.
Okay, so it's about the 6 wives of Henry VIII, or the 6 ex-wives of Henry VIII.
Oh fuck!
Do you not? This has to be
I
a
thought
bit.
I recognized the name Jane Seymour.
Of
I don't
all
know
of
why
the,
that's the
of
one I
all of the
recognize.
wives you remember, it's Jane Seymour.
Don't ask me why, but it just
Anne Boleyn.
recognizable.
I-
Oh no, that one too. That one too. That one definitely seemed. I don't know. I just figured I heard people talk about the show before.
Oh, you're so thick. I hate
Well,
you. But yeah, it's gonna be a really good show. And I hate you.
I'm so sorry.
So it's directed by our wonderful Hannah Schill, who, if you don't know, she was also the director of the cabaret that we did. She played Quirrell in our production of AVPM. And then we've also got a whole bunch of people coming in to choreograph different songs, because all the numbers have very different feels. So we thought we'd bring in a bunch of different choreographers. So we've got Emma again, the same Emma who's playing Catherine Parr. We've got Hannah Schill, once again, the director. We've got Anna. We've got Bailey, and we've got Hannah, Hannah Meister. And they're all going to be sort of splitting up the different choreography for the parts. And yeah, I'm really excited to see the kind of stuff that they're going to be putting together.
Yeah, no, these girls are so incredible, and it's the team behind it's incredible as well. I think it's gonna be really good, really good.
One thing I will say is that our choreographers are going to be putting a lot of work into making these dances look really good. The same how I'm going to be putting a load of work into editing these videos. Now, these videos are only going to be viewable to people who subscribe to the Patreon. Therefore, if you want to give us the credit that I feel we deserve, check it out on our Patreon.
That was so good.
Right?
It was so good.
Right?
Wow. Yes, subscribe to our Patreon. It's $3 a month. It's not that bad.
Okay, calm down.
Yes, subscribe to our Patreon. It is going to be $3 a month. It's really not that bad. If you can, subscribe and check out the amazing content, as well as the video to this podcast. so you can see our beautiful faces.
I think that this is going to be on a different tier of Patreon.
And because if you want to see these 6 videos that Mark and all these beautiful, amazing people are putting hard work into, you can check those out when they come out in the future. And you can also get all the videos to the podcast. You get to see Mark and I's beautiful faces as many times as you want. And
I trust me, you do want to see our faces. They're great faces.
Hell yeah, definitely. I think my dog's yelling at me through my door.
So it should be.
Yeah, but I'm super excited for 6. I'm excited for this whole season.
I will say, obviously, we've not announced a lot of it yet, but it's going to be a good season. There's going to be some awesome shows.
Yeah.
There's
so many things.
You guys already know about Redline, which is being written by our wonderful Julia Whitten.
It's written. It's done.
Has been written.
It's besides some slight adjustments that may happen. It's majority of it it's complete.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so good. It's going to be directed by Kenzie
Bradley. Mark.
Kenzie Bradley. I know her name. I promise. Who, if you don't know, she directed AVPM as well.
Yes,
she's so talented. She just knows her stuff.
She really does.
It's gonna be epic.
I know there's a bunch of things that I'm auditioning for in this season, and hopefully you'll be seeing more of me in this company.
Well, as we now know, you are applying to schools to be a actor.
Oh, I did just drop that, didn't I?
You did. You told the whole world. Now everyone knows.
Yeah, I've even kept that off my TikTok but it's getting closer, so might as well start leaking my personal life.
Absolutely.
My social security number comes next.
Can you tell me that before you tell everyone else that, so I can buy myself a bunch of presents?
I don't think you can get money from social security numbers.
I can if I sell it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be discussing some sort of what is that, identity theft?
To the FBI agent currently listening to our Zoom call.
God, this is 2 in a row.
It's all a joke.
We're going to do this on the last podcast too.
The underlying story arc of the podcast is us trying to avoid the FBI. Stay under their radar while getting up to nefarious deeds. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of On Cloud 9 Cloud Theatrics podcast. If you are interested in seeing more of our stuff, please go to our website at www.cloudtheatrics.com. That is www.cloudtheatrics.com. And if you go there, you can check out our YouTube, you can check out our Patreon, you can check out our Redbubble, in which we have also got Cloud Theatrics on Cloud 9 merch. You can get stickers, you can get duvet covers of me. You can get all sorts. You can get hashtag Justin Redemption Arc merch, which I know everybody wants at the moment. It's the new hot thing. I heard it was even trending on Twitter. I have been your host, Mark James.
I'm Justin.
Thank you so much. See you later.
Bye.
Smash that.
On Cloud 9, a Cloud Theatrics podcast, is produced in affiliation with Cloud Theatrics. However, not all the views or values expressed within this podcast necessarily reflect the views or values of our company. This podcast stars Mark James and Justin Kochetta. It is edited by Mark James and Justin Kochetta and produced by Emily Foster. Thank you for listening. See you next time.